Yes, Federico, yes.
Marco, the Campanile bell is ringing the hour.
Yes, well, there's a great improvement in your composition, Benno, but your anatomy is still hopeless.
Marco, the Campanile bell has rung the hour.
Splendid, splendid. Oh, yes, yes, of course. I'm sorry, Angelica. You can relax now. No, Nando, no. You must get more character into it. Angelica is a pretty enough girl as it is, so all the more reason for not flattering her. You must get some expression into it, a hint of petulance in the lips, or some sign, some faint lines of anxiety or hope or dissipation, anything, but get it into the expression.
You try posing with your back bent half the day. Anyhow, I'm hungry, and I'm late. Look, wait here, I won't be long. I told Laura to meet me at the apothecary's.
Yes, Tonia, that's it. The whole relationship between the face and the flower. The eye is really looking at that color. Yes, that's it.
Yes, but the hand's not right. I had to foreshorten it.
But the instinct is right, and that's what matters. I never thought I should live to see one of the Medicis with a soul. I'm expecting great things from you, Tonio. I think you have a hope, provided that your uncle doesn't interfere.
My Uncle Medici is not going to tell me how to run my life.
Well, I hope you're right. See you tomorrow.
Oh, Marco, excuse me if you don't mind, but I'm supposed to, well, that is, I should. Angelica said I could stay here.
Oh, you're waiting here for Angelica?
No, for Laura.
Laura?
Laura Arno.
Arno?
So you can understand that I couldn't possibly go to her father's. We can't meet there. And my uncle refuses to let me... Anyway, Angelica said she was sure you wouldn't object. Laura.
Angelica, would you mind telling me what this is all about?
Marco, we are dining at the old market. I'm hungry.
This sort of thing...
Marco, can't you see they want to be alone?
My dear Angelica, you know what you've just done. You're bringing together fire and gunpowder.
Marco, you're growing old. You have no romance left in you if you grudge those two a few innocent moments of love together.
You don't seem to realize that Tonio's uncle is de Medici, who would stop at nothing to get rid of Laura's father. He and Arno have been mortal enemies for years, and those two young innocents will fan a flame that'll burn them both.
Oh, Marco. Imagine being so much in love.
Come on, you'd better eat.
Well, I hope they get home before anybody finds them.
Well, it's probably too late to do anything by now anyway. Come on.
Would you paint me sometime?
I never want to paint anyone else. All my life. My darling Laura.
What are we going to do? Father will never let us marry.
Oh, Laura.
Laura!
Father!
Stand aside, Laura. You are stained by the touch of a Medici. There is only one way to remove that stain. Defend yourself, Medici.
Laura. Be reasonable, Arno.
Defend yourself!
You'll be all right.
Wait for the watch!
It's the watch, Antonio. They mustn't find you here. You must get out. Quick! By the window.
What's going on in there? Open the door!
After him! After the assassin, Antonio de Medici!
Look! I told you, didn't I? Fire and gunpowder. There.
Marco, I've got some news for you.
News? Oh, did they find Tonio?
No, and Arno thinks Tonio's being shielded just because he's a Medici.
Well, that's quite possible, and it's just as embarrassing for de Medici as it is for Arno.
Huh, your Republican friend, Arno. He's got poor little Laura locked up in her room with guards outside the door, morning, noon, and night.
Did you get to her?
Of course. I'm her new tutor. I'm teaching her needlework.
What? Who hired you?
Arno, and why not?
Well, I must say, that was very clever of you. Now, what about Laura? Has she heard from Tonio?
No, poor little Laura. And they're talking of sending her away. Oh, Margaret, perhaps you were right. Maybe I never should have tried to help them.
Well, it's done now, but, we must find Tonio while he's still alive. If he is still alive.
Where did you find him?
He was hiding under the bridge, Excellency. Hunger finally tempted him to break into the palace kitchen.
Who else knows that he has been found?
Only ourselves, Excellency.
Good. No one else is to know, do you understand?
Of course, Excellency.
I wish to speak with him alone. Well, while you have inherited the Medici artistic eye and a taste for a beautiful woman, I regret that you have also inherited your mother's deplorable sentimentality.
Yes, I understand. That is why she died so young. We can't stand a conscience in our family, can we?
Conscience, my dear Antonio, is a luxury no ruler can afford. Surely you could have amused yourself satisfactorily without falling in love with this Arno girl.
If you speak her name again, I shall strangle you.
Please, Antonio. Puppy love bores me. I suppose you know that her father is demanding revenge, Medici blood, for his own.
He can have it. I didn't mean to harm him anyway.
That is very self-sacrificing of you, but I'm afraid I cannot allow a Medici to be dragged into court by a Republican merchant.
Why not? You control the courts.
Only so long as I control the temper of the people. Arno is too influential a man to be disposed of so easily. No, Antonio, I'm afraid we shall have to send you into exile.
And what if I refuse to leave Florence?
I intend to give you no choice. My captain will escort you out of the city. You will go to live with your aunt at the French court.
Is that final?
I have just said so, and I never repeat myself. Rodrigo, you will confine this young man here in my quarters. You will give him food and drink. He may sketch if he wishes to, but he is to see no one. Rodrigo, this merchant Arno, his existence is no longer a mere annoyance. It is now intolerable.
I think his disposal can be arranged, Excellency.
I'm afraid I shall have to eliminate my nephew at the same time.
Tonio?
Of course. Otherwise, I shall be blamed for Arno's death. Our mutual dislike is too well known.
Tonio and Arno. It will not be simple, my lord.
Rodrigo, it will be both simple and elegant. You are going to betray me. Out of the softness of your heart and in the interests of true love, you are going to betray me.
Well, Tonio, it seems you and I will be traveling together.
Uh-huh.
Very good. You've quite a talent, haven't you? I'll wager you'll make a name for yourself one day.
Thank you.
Sorry, lad. Didn't mean to offend. Look, Tonio, if we're going to travel together, we might as well try and get along, right?
Yes, I suppose so.
Now, it's hard to talk with mercenaries about. And I want to talk to you, lad, like a big brother. Heart to heart, man to man. You're very serious about this girl, aren't you?
Yes.
Look, Tonio, I know I may seem a pretty cynical sort of fella, but I haven't always been this way.
No?
No. A long time ago, I even thought I might be a painter. I was young and in love, too. Just as silly as you, I suppose.
A man who loves his art or a woman could never give them up.
Yeah. If I'd stayed and fought for her, or even if I'd taken her with me. Why lie to myself? She'd never run away with me. 6 months later, she married a banker. They're all the same.
No. They're not all the same.
That's your Laura?
Yes.
Would she go to France with you if she could?
she could, she'd go to the ends of the earth. If she could.
Why can't she?
You asking me?
Why not let me do for you what I didn't dare do for myself at your age? Take her with you.
Rodrigo, you're being serious.
Can we get a message to Laura? Past her father's guards.
Well, there's Angelica. She's an artist model. She always used to carry our messages.
Good. Write your message for Laura on the back of this sketch of her, so she'll know it's from you. You must remain here under guard, but to avoid suspicion. I'll get the message to Angelica.
What am I going to say to her?
First, a message to Angelica to say that you're alive and well, and among friends, you might say, to reassure. And tell her that this message for Laura must be seen by nobody but Laura herself.
Oh, Angelica.
Oh, well, and just to let you know that I am alive and well and among friends.
What's this?
There, it must be Tonio. No one could draw Laura like that except Tonio.
Yes, that's Tonio, all right. I do wish he'd learn not to smudge his outline.
Yes, but what does he say?
Dearest Angelica, I know that you have already done more than your share for Laura and me. There, you see, isn't it sweet? He doesn't blame me.
No, get on with it.
But I must ask you to get this message to Laura as quickly as possible.
Well?
I can't read any more to you. It just says, as quickly as possible, I ask you not to show this to anyone, not even to your closest friends. I must go now.
No, you don't. There's something very strange about this whole thing. You'd better let us see that message.
Yes, if it's important, Marco should know. After all, Tonio's his apprentice, and Marco's responsible in a way.
Tonio's a fine lad, and he's a great talent, even if he does smudge his outline. But when it comes to the facts of life and politics...
This is a sacred trust. Tonio knows what he's doing, and he's acting with the cunning of love, which is bigger than all your sordid little facts of life and politics.
Sancho, we've got to find out somehow what Tonio's up to before he gets himself into any more trouble. Come on.
At midnight tonight, my darling, we will be together, never to be separated again for all our lives, if you're willing. If I'm willing. As you love me, send your consent. Angelica can return your answer to me by the messenger who brought her this note. And at midnight, be ready. A band of men will serenade the house of Arno after the custom of young bravos.
Hush, your father. That will be enough for this afternoon. Now, about this evening, if you are willing to continue the lesson.
If I'm willing. So willing.
Very well, then. I'll just go and finish my few errands, and I'll be back.
I'm pleased to see that your lessons are progressing well. I want you to be accomplished at all the proper crafts. And perhaps keeping busy with your hands will take your mind off that disreputable artist.
Yes, Father.
Thank you. I've written the answer on the back of the message. Make sure it gets there immediately.
Stay with Angelica. I'll go and see which way the message went.
And so at midnight, my bravos will serenade Arno. As is the custom, our merchant will open his shutters wide to receive this tribute to his importance.
My nephew really has talent. Look at this drawing. Very well, continue.
While Arno and the guards are distracted, our young lover will mount his lady's balcony. Then there will be a slip. Arno will discover Tonio in Laura's bedchamber. They'll fight. One of them will be killed. I'll arrest the other for the murder.
A pity. I would have enjoyed seeing a Medici among the masters. Where is the boy?
Safe, under guard, Excellency.
Dreaming, no doubt. Dreaming of being reunited with his true love. A pity.
Are you ready for your next sewing lesson, my lady?
Oh, I'm excited. I'm so thrilled. It's as if I'm eloping myself.
I can't decide which dress I should wear. What's appropriate for an elopement? I always wanted to wear my mother's wedding dress, but it's absolutely useless for travel. This would be perfect for the journey. But as soon as I put it on, Father would know right away I was going somewhere. Oh, I know I'm being silly. A dress doesn't matter. And I'm going to be married to Tonio in such a few hours.
You go right ahead and be silly. If a girl can't be silly when she's running away with a boy she loves, there isn't... Oh, I've got something for you.
Oh, medallion of St. Christopher.
Yes, it's for you, Antonio, to keep you safe wherever you go.
Sandro, where's Angelica?
With Laura. I decided to leave her there because I have some news for you. Angelica stopped at the locksmith's stall, and what do you suppose she bought?
A skeleton key.
No, a bronze. A present, I'd say, for Laura. A medallion of St. Christopher.
St. Christopher, patron saint of travelers.
It looks like Laura's going somewhere. With all this message business, it looks like she's going to run away with Tonio. But if you want to know my opinion, I think it's a fine thing.
Well, I'm sure they'll be very glad to know that you approve.
Did you follow the messenger?
Yes, he went to the Medici Palace.
Does that mean that Tonio's in the palace?
I don't know. But I certainly intend to find out.
How, Angelica? She's locked in the Arno house, and he's guarding it like a fortress.
Didn't I see you and de Medici's master baker at the bakery shop the other day?
Don't remind me about it. In a weak moment, I promised him the recipe of my fritto misto.
Well, you're going to give it to him now, in the palace kitchen.
No.
And then when you've done that, when no one's looking, you're going to find a way to let me in.
Oh, but Marco, that could be dangerous.
Come on.
Think of my fritto misto.
Did you do it?
Well, the cook said it was the most exciting fritto misto recipe he'd ever seen.
What about Tonio?
Oh, he's here.
Good, where?
I don't know where he is, but I know how we can find out. They're preparing a tray in there in the kitchen for him. And when they carry it up, we can follow. Did you see who was carrying the tray?
A guard.
A big one.
Well, what do you care? Remember? You gave away your recipe.
Oh, yes. That's right.
Stay here. I'll be back. Where are you going? Back to the kitchen. To get a uniform.
Oh, come on, eat up. Remember, a soldier has to fill his belly to face the battles ahead. Getting married's not so different.
Your Excellence. Excuse me, sir.
Oh, you want the tray, eh?
If I may, sir. And the cook would like to know what His Excellence will require for his breakfast.
Breakfast? By breakfast time, cook won't have to worry about him.
Well, in that case, sir, the cook may want to prepare a basket for the voyage.
Oh, well, you better arrange it between yourselves.
Very good, sir. Forgive me, Your Excellence. Would you permit me to make a list of what you may require for your trip?
Tonio, what's all this about?
Laura and I are going to elope tonight at midnight.
Who planned this?
Rodrigo. He and his men are going to help us. While they're serenading the Arno house, Rodrigo and I will climb up to the balcony to Laura's chamber.
But you'll be recognized.
We'll be wearing masks, as if we came from a masquerade.
Did your uncle suggest this?
No, he doesn't know anything about it.
Well, then, do you know why Rodrigo is doing all this for you?
He just wants to help us, that's all. I'm sure of it.
Well, he's certainly planning things very carefully.
I'm sure he's being honest about this.
That will be all, thank you.
Oh, come on. Don't order too much. Remember, you have to carry all you order.
Thank you, Your Excellence.
Let's get out of here quickly. There's a lot to do between now and midnight. Come on.
Suppose he doesn't come.
Oh, but he will. He will, Laura. I know.
The hour is late. You should be in bed, Laura. I'll have one of my guards escort this young lady back home. He will be waiting below when you are ready. Good night.
Men of Florence proudly sing, let your voices loudly ring.
Father! Father, we're being serenaded. We must open the windows and acknowledge the honor.
Sing of lovely ladies fair, sing of eyes beyond compare. Praise the name.
Don't encourage them too long, my dear. It's late. I'll be up soon to close the window.
Raise your voices loud and clear. Sing
Hide round the corner, lad. I'll call you when Arno's occupied.
praise the name of Arno, the mighty house of Arno. Praise the name of Arno, Arno. Men of Florence proudly sing, let your voices loudly ring. Praise the name of Arno, the mighty house of Arno. Praise the name of Arno, Arno. Sing of lovely ladies fair, sing of eyes beyond compare. Praise the name of Arno, the mighty house of Arno. Praise the name of Arno, Arno. Raise your voices loud and clear, sing that all the world may hear. Praise the name of Arno, the mighty house of Arno. Praise the name of Arno, Arno.
Off you go, lad. I'm right behind you.
Men of Florence proudly sing, let your voices loudly ring. Praise the name of Arno, the mighty house of Arno. Praise the name of Arno, Arno, Arno.
There's a boat on the river. We'll join you there.
The Medici!
What are you waiting for? Kill him!
I have no quarrel with Master Arno.
And I shall have to do it myself.
Antonio. Wait. You saved my life. I'd like to thank you.
And may I never again have to impersonate a Medici. To the bride and groom.
To the bride and groom.
Don't you think they make a lovely couple? That's a wonderful dress she's wearing.
Yes, it's the one her mother wore at our wedding.
Well, here's to love.
To love and to our friend.